When was the last time you said, well, why didn't you say something when something went wrong that could have been prevented? Want to leverage the people who are willing to give you these kinds of warnings? Watch this short video. I'm Bob Windover, and I love metaphors. I came across one recently that really hit the mark. I was hiking in the mountains with Cami on a mountain trail, and as we talked, she was talking about how she was working for an organization whose senior leadership just doesn't seem to do anything with the suggestions offered by those who are actually managing the day-to-day functions. She said, I feel like a check engine light in a car. I offer up suggestions and warn them of issues that need to be addressed, but they don't do anything. And then when something goes wrong, they complain as if no one warned them. Now, I thought, wow, that's what I see going on in so many organizations these days. That's the perfect metaphor for one of the challenges every leader faces. How many times has something preventable gone wrong where you work and the leader asks, well, why didn't somebody say something? Now, you should know that Cami is about 31 years old. She minored in business, she earned a master's degree in administration, and is in her third professional position of significant responsibility. In other words, she's got some pretty good instincts, if you will, about how organizations function. Now, there are others around her in the organization who see some of the same stuff, and as you might imagine, they all compare notes and why nothing changes. So, who are your check engine employees? Every organization has them, whether you realize it or not. They might be a mid-manager, maybe a supervisor, a team leader, even a frontliner who sees the same problem occurring every single day. It really doesn't matter what level of responsibility they have. If you pay attention, they're the canaries in the coal mine, to use another metaphor, that can help you avoid preventable problems. Not everyone on your staff is going to be one of these people. Most just kind of do their job, keep their heads down, collect their pay. But these employees possess that caring that we as leaders hope all employees would possess. So, how do you as a leader foster a culture where these warnings are welcomed and embraced? Well, first of all, let them know that you're interested in their ideas and insights. Now, you can't simply say to everybody, hey, tell me what's wrong. The complaints will come out of the woodwork. Wait for these individuals to come to you, and they will, trust me. They might pull you aside at a meeting, or maybe remain after on a Zoom call, or maybe send you an email. Whatever the method, take the time to hear them out. Now, if the issue sounds involved, ask them to get on your calendar for 15 minutes to discuss it. Whatever you do, don't just brush them off with something like, oh, don't worry about it, or yeah, okay, thanks for sharing. Now, second, respond to their concerns. When meeting with them, please be present. I know that sounds like common sense, but how many times have you and I been in conversations with somebody where we kind of know that their mind is elsewhere? These people recognize that they might be taking a risk by mentioning something that might add to your burden or something that you may not want to hear in the first place. Your attention and true consideration will breed trust, and that will encourage them to share other concerns that you probably need to know about. If it's an issue you're already aware of, let them know, but still show appreciation for them bringing it up. Now, third, act on their concern. There is nothing worse than taking a chance to share a concern with a leader and then see nothing done to investigate it or resolve it. If this happens a couple of times, you'll probably never hear from them again, and they might even start looking for the exits. And if they share this kind of experience with others around them, all things considered, you might be promoting the exit of other caring employees without even knowing about it. Now, even if the issue they identify turns out to be not a concern, let them know and why. There's nothing like closure for somebody who's truly concerned. And finally, show your appreciation. Now, that doesn't mean some material type of reward. They're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it because they care and they want to feel valued. Take them aside at the end of a meeting, perhaps, and maybe stop them in the hallway. Send them a handwritten note of thanks. Yes, handwritten notes are still a thing, by the way. When people know that you care, you will foster a culture where the people you depend upon will become more invested in the organization's long-term success. What do you do to encourage people to share the issues and preventable problems that they see in the workplace? We'd all like to know. Put them in the comments below. I'm Bob Wendover.